My name is Simon Gerard, a lecturer in sport management at Coventry University. Meet with new colleagues, with researchers that have the same passion than me, passion for Paralympic sports, for disability sports, a better understanding of Japan, of the Japanese culture, what disability sports are in Japan, and so finally to find ways to have new ideas, projects to move.
Hi, I'm Gail McPherson. I'm a professor in events and cultural policy at the University of the West of Scotland. This has been a really great gathering of academics, researchers, policymakers, practitioners. It's quite unusual when you get this network of people, and often they're very similar, but what's really good about this research meeting is it's truly interdisciplinary. You know, there's people that are applied scientists, that are policymakers, that are teachers and educationalists, and that are actual Paralympians as well.
We also have a set of Japanese partners, both from academic institutions and from policy and practice environments.
My name is Miki Matheson. I'm a project manager of the Nippon Foundation Paralympic Support Center. I know the power of Paralympic Games as a former Paralympian. I would like to make a huge impact. So I would like to learn the British researchers who have been there, done that, and we can get their knowledge and use it in the right way.
We also have Daisuke, who's concerned with the kind of built environment and accessibility in Japan.
Hi, my name is Daisuke from Tokyo, Japan. It's the co-innovation laboratory, and I'm joining here to do knowledge exchange between the Japanese and the English as British researchers.
Yuta, who's concerned with the sports system in Japan and how it is likely to change as a result of the Paralympic Games coming to Japan. Hanai, who's also at Waseda University in Japan, who again is looking at research around about persons with disabilities and the role of events in ensuring a translation of good practice into countries around parts of the world. And each of these individuals is involved in coming together as part of this Connections grant to learn more about each other, to exchange things, but also to develop those connections so that in some ways we have a greater capacity, especially in Japan, to research sport for persons with disabilities and to bring about change in the way that models of disability are understood in the Japanese context.
My name is Hanae Endo. I'm a PhD student of Waseda University studying the sports policy as a major. Move forward the future research regarding the disability sports. I'm so excited.
Hello, my name is Tadashi Watari. I'm from Japan and I'm working in the Juntendo University Faculty of Health and Sports Sciences. I'd like to get more knowledge and information and make networking with the UK researchers.
I'm Yuta Saito from Japan, working at Hokkaido College of Medical and Sports, and also I'm a coach of some wheelchair sports for the kids, and also I'm a coach of the wheelchair softball at the national team.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andrea Fall and I'm Head of Department for Sports Coaching Science, Physical Education and Dance at the University of Worcester. This week has been all about entering into discussions and exchanging knowledge and research ideas about inclusive practice and disability sport and showing the Japanese delegates what we have to offer here in the UK.
Japan, we spent a number of days planning research projects that will come out of this project and will have come out of this project. But we also engaged in a policy forum and a conference which were held at the Houses of Parliament in Tokyo, in Japan, and hosted by the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. And that was a really important event because that was an opportunity for policymakers, practitioners, academics to come together, people with disabilities and concerned with disability sport in Japan, to come together and to discuss the sorts of issues that were arising from the Paralympics being held in Japan, learning from experiences elsewhere in terms of how to most effectively secure legacies from the Paralympics in the sports system, but also in the wider system of accessibility and related activities for people with disabilities. Finally, we also want to produce a set of outcomes from the project, and some of these include kind of usable guidelines and tools. So we're producing, for example, a research guide. Encourage people who would like to understand and research disability and disability sport, to give them some sort of tips and guidance about the sorts of way you should approach that research. It's a very sensitive topic, often different understandings culturally and otherwise about models of disability mean that people can participate in research and sometimes perhaps not follow appropriate practice. So one of the things we want to do with the research guide is ensure that it's a tool that's accessible to researchers and others to use within the context of their research work with persons with disabilities. We're also producing an outcome from the policy forum, which will be a policy report which will feed into Japanese policy around about disability sport. And I guess the key outcome from the project is a stronger network and capacity researchers in the UK and Japan who are coming together to research disability and disability related issues.